Image building best practices. Security scanning. When you have built an image, it is a good practice to scan it for security vulnerabilities. Using the Dagger scan command, Dagger has partnered with Snyk to provide the vulnerability scanning service. Note: you must be logged in to Dagger Hub to scan your images. Run the command Dagger space scan space double hyphen login, and then scan your images using Dagger space scan spacing inside angle brackets image hyphen name. So we go to our terminal and we log in. Now the okay, Dagger ID, get started for free, login. Hi, this API I think is requesting access to your Dagger account. Okay, accept. So I was already in my Dagger Hub account, but okay, welcome to Snyk. Before getting started, do you want us to keep your information up? You want us to keep your informed about new Snyk products? Now, right now, authenticate for CLI. Okay, you have reached this page because you ran the Snyk auth command from our CLI. Click below to authenticate your machine so we can confirm that Snyk CLI can be associated with your account. Once completed, you can continue working from terminal. Okay, click it to authenticate. Authenticated. Your account has been authenticated. Snyk is now ready to be used. Okay, create a snapshot of your project by running Snyk monitor and the CLI. Okay, let me see. Your account has been authenticated. Snyk is now ready to be used. Okay. So now we Dagger scan image. Then scan your images. So we can, if we want to scan a particular image, we just type in Dagger space scan space image hyphen in the name of that image. Okay, for example, to scan getting started image you created earlier in the tutorial, you can just type Dagger scan getting started. So we go over, I was in the terminal, I'm just in a basic window PowerShell terminal. So we type in Dagger space scan space getting hyphen started, press enter. Analyzing container dependencies for getting started. Okay, this might take a while. Okay, the scan uses a constantly updated database of vulnerabilities, so the output you see will vary as new vulnerabilities are discovered, but it might look something like this. So it has to look like this. Okay, let me check out. This is my terminal. All right, so testing getting started. Organization. Okay, this is my username. This is app.js package manager APK, project name Dagger hyphen image, vertical var getting hyphen started, Dagger image getting hyphen started, platform Linux /AMD 64 base image now calling 18.12.1 hyphen Alpine 3.16 licenses enabled. Tested 40 dependencies for known issues, now vulnerabilities paths found. According to our scan, you are currently using the most secure version of the selected base image. Okay, next step, run Snyk monitor to be notified about the new related vulnerabilities. Run Snyk test as part of your CI test. Testing getting started. Tested 177 dependency for known issues, no vulnerable paths found. Tested to project, no vulnerable paths were found. Okay, everything looks good. So the output list, the type of vulnerabilities, URL to learn more, and importantly, which version of the relevant library fixes the vulnerability. There are several other options which you can read about in the Docker scan documentation, so you can click on this link and there's gonna send you to vulnerability scanning for Docker local images, okay, as well as scanning your newly built image on the command line. You can also configure Docker Hub to scan all newly pushed images automatically, and you can then see the results in both Docker Hub and Docker Desktop. So here is my Docker Hub. This is the app.sync.io that they sent me to authenticate the CLI, and I was okay to scan, and you can then see the result. Okay, so we're gonna check out something like this. So image layering. Did you know that you can look at what makes up an image using the Docker image history command? You can see the command that was used to create each layer within an image. 1 point. Use the Docker image history command to see the layers and the getting started image you created earlier in the tutorial. So we type in Docker image history getting started. So we go here. I'm using any terminal, so we type in Docker space images space history space getting hyphen started, and yeah, we have the image, we have created by, the size, comment. So you should get an output that looks something like this. Dates, IDs may be different, but yeah, it looks pretty much similar. Each of the lines represents a layer in the image. The display here shows the base at the bottom with the newest layer at the top. Using this, you can also quickly see the size of each layer, helping diagnose large images. 2. You'll notice that several of the lines are truncated. If you add the double hyphen no hyphen trunk flag, you'll get the full output. Yes, funny how you use a truncated flag to get a truncated output. So Docker image history. Okay, let's try it. Whoa, yeah, that was unexpected. All right, so layer caching. Let me just clean it up here. CLS. All right, layer caching. Now that you've seen the layering in action, there's an important lesson to learn to help decrease build times for your container images. Once a layer changes, all downstream layers have to be recreated as well. Let's look at the Docker file we were using one more time. So from node calling 18-alpine, next line work there space slash up, next line copy space that run space yarn space install space double hyphen production, next line cmd space open brackets and quotation marks node comma and quotation marks source slash index.js. Going back to the image history output, we see that each command in the Docker file becomes a new layer in the image. You might remember that when we made a change to the image, the yarn dependencies had to be reinstalled. Is there a way to fix this? It doesn't make much sense to ship around the same dependencies every time we build, right? To fix this, we need to restructure our Docker file to help support the caching of the dependencies. For node-based applications, those dependencies are defined in the package.json file. So what if we copy only the file and first install the dependencies and then copy everything else? Then we only recreate the yarn dependencies if there was a change to the package.json. Makes sense? So update the Docker to copy in the package.json first, install dependencies, and then copy everything else in.